Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to those wherever we are in the world today. Welcome to the Tyler Prize for Environmental Achievement 2025 nomination webinar. Thanks for joining us today. Just going to go over the outline that we have. What we're going to talk about. We'll give you a little introduction to the Tyler Prize, why you should nominate, the expectations that the Tyler Prize has of winners, our judging criteria, previous successful applications so you can really see what the Tyler Prize is looking for, what is not really a good fit for us here at the Tyler Prize, and the nomination process and deadlines. And we'll have a Q&A session at the end, but also feel free to add any questions you have in the chat or just put your hand up during the Q&A. You can also find additional information at tylerprize.org/nominate. So just a little bit about the Tyler Prize. John Tyler was a co-founder of Farmers Insurance Group in 1928 and served as its CEO and chairman until his passing in the mid-70s. Concerned about pollution and the destruction of nature, John and Alice Tyler founded the Tyler Prize for Environmental Achievement in 1973, just after John Tyler's passing. It has been administered by the University of Southern California. The Tyler Prize is an international award, and they recognize those working to preserve and enhance our world. The Tyler Prize Executive Committee is compiled of 11 industry leaders in the environmental sector. We also have a advisory council that is made up of past Tyler Prize Executive Committee members, and we have one with us today that's going to go over the rest of our program. Judy McDowell, take it away.
Good day. Why nominate for the Tyler Prize? The Tyler Prize is the world's most prestigious environmental science prize. Join an exclusive high-profile network of Tyler Prize laureates. Previous winners include Jane Goodall, Michael Mann, Daniel Pauly, and so many more. Access a well-established media platform and get marketing support to raise the profile of your research and reach a global audience. And the financial prize is $250,000 US. Who can be considered? Individuals and public or private organizations are eligible for consideration. Nominations from all parts of the world are accepted, and nominations from institutions or individuals in the developing world are particularly encouraged. We welcome applications that represent a diverse range of sectors, demographics, and geographies. Self-nominations are not eligible for consideration. You may not nominate yourself. Who can nominate? Individuals and public or private organizations may nominate. They should be knowledgeable about how their nominees' accomplishments fit with the criteria. Multiple nominations from a single nominator are not accepted. Nominees are retained for a period of 3 years. Judging criteria. The work of the nominee is expected to be based on strong science, including natural and/or social sciences, demonstrate measurable, scalable impacts on an environmental issue, policy, or practice. Other factors that may be considered include diverse perspectives that are integrated in environmental policy and practices, global inequalities are addressed, environmental justice is promoted, and younger generations are engaged. Environmental achievement. These are the categories that we're looking for: protection, maintenance, improvement, or understanding of an ecological or an environmental condition, discovery, development, or improvement of sustainable sources of energy, and understanding of or improvements to planetary health. Here are some of our examples of recent laureates. Gretchen Daly, the 2020 Tyler Laureate. She was recognized for Achievements in Ecological Understanding. She is the founder and director of the Stanford Natural Capital Project. Her research helps us better understand the value of nature to humans in financial terms, as well as the societal and economic transformations needed to protect our planet. She developed free open source software to facilitate investments in nature-based solutions. Barefoot College, recognized in 2004 for achievements in sustainable energy. Based in India, Barefoot College works in over 90 countries, training women as solar engineers. Each woman is trained to build, install, and maintain solar home lighting systems. Each system goes on to electrify an average of 50 homes in her community. Barefoot College provides an effective way to bring sustainable, decentralized energy to remote and underserved areas, reducing the global carbon footprint. Carol Wilson, laureate in 1982 for achievements in sustainable energy. Carol Wilson was the first general manager of the U.S. Atomic Energy Commission. He was the founder of MIT Energy Lab, responsible for critical nuclear and sustainable energy research. He conducted the first report on critical environmental problems of worldwide significance. A member of the MIT African Fellows Program, he partnered with emerging nations and government agencies. Mario Molina, 1983 laureate, for his achievements in planetary health. Mario Molina showed that chlorofluorocarbons were creating a hole in the Earth's protective ozone layer. His research helped stop the depletion of the ozone layer, preventing some 2 million cases of skin cancer each year. The founder of the Center for Strategic Studies in Energy and the Environment, he became the first Mexican scientist to receive a Nobel Prize in chemistry. What the Tyler Prize is not looking for: hyperlocal impact, scientists or professionals of insufficient merit, new or young projects, or NGOs. We consider these are not right for the Tyler Prize, something that is just very local or recognizes people and projects that are not having a global impact. We are not looking for initiatives that present a solution to a local environmental problem. Such projects may be better fit for the Equator Prize. That award recognizes community efforts to reduce poverty through the protection and sustainable use of biodiversity. Scientists or professionals of insufficient merit. The Tyler Prize's full name is the Tyler Prize for Environmental Achievement. When reviewing nominations for scientists or professionals, achievement is the critical word to keep in mind. What has the candidate done in the world? How is it extraordinary? How is their work changing the world? Nominations are often disregarded due to insufficient merit. That means the candidate lacks adequate peer recognition, research, and/or impact. Not right for the Tyler Prize, new or young projects. For similar reasons, the Tyler Prize is not looking for projects, initiatives, or NGOs that have just started recently. We look for measurable impact and global reach, a high bar for any new project or NGO. Nominations for such projects are often turned down due to insufficient information regarding impact, too narrow a scope, or inadequate recognition in their field.
Thanks, Judy. All right, I'm going to go over the nomination procedure. It's kind of a work in progress as now for the last couple of years, we've actually done an online form for Google Forms. All submissions do need to be in the English language, in Word or PDF format and uploaded in the last section. What we look for, what we require for the procedure is a 1 to 2 page summary of the individual's accomplishments, including any links to the nominee's work, specific reference to any of the criteria that we've listed on the nomination page. And we ask you to provide names and emails of 3 to 5 individuals or organizations who would be ready to provide supporting letters should your nominee advance to the shortlist. We also require 4 individuals a short CV with links to appropriate publications, any reports and websites that feature the unique contributions of that nominee. The timeline. So nominations will close August 9th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Submissions after that deadline will not be considered for this nomination cycle. The shortlist is created on September 11th. And if your nominee has advanced to that shortlist, you will be notified by September 25th that your nominee has moved on to the shortlist and that supporting letters will be solicited from the letter writers. And should your nominee be the winning laureate or laureates, the nominators will be notified and the laureate will be notified on November 7th. But that news is kept confidential and embargoed until the announcement, the public announcement is made in, right now it's planned for February 28th of 2025. The expectations of our winners, we need to have official photography done in December of this year. Official interview is done in January of 2025. Media interviews in February of 2025. And we have the award events that are here at the University of Southern California in April of 2025. And then we ask that they mention the Tyler Prize in any relevant publications or media throughout the year and ongoing. And so if you have more information, you can find everything at the website, tylerprize.org. You can also email me at nominations@tylerprize.org if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to answer those. And if you have any questions now, please let me know or let us know. But we thank you for taking the time to be here today. If anyone has questions. No questions?
Amber,
Are
if there's
there,
people who can't use Google or can't access Google Forms, is there a way to nominate?
I do have kind of uh not a non-online form that I can send them. But we're trying to move everything to online to kind of streamline. And if it's you shouldn't have to have a Google account to fill out the form. Is someone having a problem with that?
Or just people coming from China where Google of all types is blocked?
Oh, okay. So I do have a form that I could send out, and they can send all of the information to nominations@tylerprice.org. So I will be able to do that.
Hi,
But
Amber.
I am, yes.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Okay.
I guess I'll let everybody know that we are in the process of trying to select an online a nomination online source software to make things much easier for everybody.
Excellent.
And
We
hopefully
have
we'll have that
Anne.
for next year.
Anne Claycomb, who's written in the chat. She has several questions. I'm going to go through them one by one with you. Her first one is, how are you defining a short CV? What kind of word count are you looking for in the open-ended questions?
It's short CV is usually anywhere from 5 to 10 pages. I mean, because some of these CVs can be, you know, 20 and 30 pages. So basically, what we're really looking for are any of the um, standout awards, um, publication links to publications, not the publications themselves. Any substantial work that is, I guess Judy could probably answer this a lot better than I can because she she reads all of these.
Yeah, as I think, after someone has had a 30 or 40 or even 50-year career, not every publication needs to be listed. I've seen CVs that have gone on to 75 pages. That's not what we're looking. We're looking for the highlights of the career and the most impactful publications, um, national and international committees, anything of really noteworthy. But I'd say a 5 to 7 page CV for the nomination package is pretty typical. So not every paper, but certainly highlight the most impressive elements and publications of the candidate. And then I saw in your next question, so does the nominator role at the nominating institution matter? It doesn't have to be nominated by the president of the university or the dean of the graduate school. It should be someone who really knows the candidate's work. So it could be a colleague or a group of colleagues. It doesn't have to be the top official at their university.
Great.
Christine has a question.
Yeah, Christine, I was just going to invite you to go ahead and ask your question.
Yeah, thank you. I have several questions because we are looking for a nomination of organizations. So does the aspect of self-nominations apply first also for organizations? Does it mean that other organizations have to nominate an organization? And what would be the criteria to submit? We would like to submit a specific project of international relevance. Would it be more linked to the scientists who have conducted, because that would be all a group of people? Yeah, so could you please explain more a little bit the details for organizations?
There have been several organizations nominated and several organizations who have received the Tyler Prize. Each nomination is different for every individual or every group. But I would think if it's an environmental organization that has made a specific impact on an ecological or environmental problem somewhere in the world, a scientist who worked with that organization or would be the most appropriate nominee, a nominator. And so that you'd be looking at the impact that organization had on the criteria for the prize. And there have been groups. You could look through the Tyler Prize website and look at some of the organizations that have been recognized in the past 50 years.
Yeah. And
so it could be a scientist or, an environmental policymaker, who was really impacted by this group's impact on an environmental field or an environmental problem.
Okay. And does it play a role that we are public funded organization?
No.
No.
That would not disqualify anyone. I mean, almost all scientists are publicly funded in some way or the other. So, the source of funding would not be a consideration.
Okay, thank you.
Adam, would you like to go ahead and ask your question?
Sure, thank you. I have a couple questions. Thanks for the overview. So first of all, we're a large network of agricultural research centers, so we're kind of an organization. But just looking at your examples of organizations that have won, do they tend to be quite focused and small on one particular achievement? And would it make more sense if you're looking at an individual to go with a leader versus a scientist? Because the examples you've given around submissions tend to sound like they're quite publication heavy, which a leader might not have that kind of CV to contribute.
Yeah, well, certainly there have been individuals who've led large organizations, but who were scientists themselves and had extensive publications. So it's if you're looking at the impact of the work, I would think that the scientists or group of scientists would have more substantial contributions than someone who oversaw the entire organization. But you know it can work different ways. I mean, there are some tremendous leaders who are the true visionary of a body of work, and those have also been recognized over time. I would just quickly pour through the website and see who has been nominated over the past 50 years and who has achieved recognition. And they're all different. But it's the depth of the work, presenting the depth of the work and the impact that it's had. And if it's the leader that has generated the impact versus a scientist or an economist that has generated the impact, then you would have to make that choice on your own. But leaders have been nominated, individual scientists have been nominated, groups of scientists have been nominated, organizations have been nominated. So I would just scan through the website and see what their citations were. And I think that would give you a good idea of the breadth of what we're looking for. Does that make sense?
Okay, thank you. Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Another quick question related to that. You mentioned that self-nominations are not allowed. Can a nomination come from within the organization? So like a colleague nominating another colleague, or does it have to be an external person?
Certainly we've had presidents of universities nominate faculty members. We've had colleagues nominate one of their colleagues. So just because someone might have collaborated with the individual that's being nominated, that doesn't disqualify them from nominating that person. They just can't nominate yourself.
Okay. And on my other question around the size and scale of the organization, like I mentioned, we're really big, right? 10,000 people, a network of 15 research centers, et cetera. Probably by looking at the previous winners, I can get a sense, but is that the scale of organization that sometimes wins, or is it more one that's focused on a particular issue, like the example you showed in India?
I think, certainly that large center can promote, a lot of dynamics and interaction, but I would zero in on a small group or an individual, who, because of the resources available in that center, they've gone above and beyond and made a very significant impact.
Okay, very clear. Thank you.
Could I ask a follow-up to that question, which was, can a network be nominated? Does that qualify as an organization, Amber?
Say that one more time.
Can a network be nominated? I think Adam's started his question with that he's a network of research institutions. Does that count as an organization?
As opposed to an individual?
Or as opposed is a network considered an organization and can therefore be nominated as an organization, or would a network not qualify at all?
I think that would qualify. I mean,
a network of research centers.
Yeah, I mean, because they're doing collaborative work. I would say
their strength may come in the diversity of the participants in that network. So I've seen that in the past. A group collaborating with other groups, parts become the whole.
Wonderful, thank you.
I'm putting in the chat my email if somebody wants to see the full application. I had gotten some requests to see the full application prior to people filling it out, just so they could see the questions that were asked. So I'm happy to email that out. And then everybody will get a copy of the recording when this is done, when we've edited out the beginning of this. So I hope we were able to answer everyone's questions. Anybody else have any questions? All right, I guess it's time to get back to work. Thank you, everyone, for
Thank
joining us today. Really appreciate you being here. And like I said, just email me if you have any questions. Amber@tylerprice.org.
thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Take care.
Have a
Bye-bye. Have a
great
good
day.
week. Thanks.